So Donald Trump recently let go of his campaign manager, Paul Manafort, because there's been so many stories in the press about how he has ties to Ukraine, and specifically the super-duper pro-Russian side of Ukraine that has connections to Putin. And Hillary Clinton and her cronies are going on this new Red Scare offensive where they're like, oh, Donald Trump is basically being controlled by Vladimir Putin, and let's all acknowledge that right now, so vote for me. So that's the argument they're using. I think it's mostly a hack argument. Are there aspects of the connection to, pro-Russian parties in Ukraine that are a genuine issue? Sure. Is it the case that Vladimir Putin is living up Donald Trump's ass and controlling him like a puppet? No. And I think it's a classic Red Scare tactic, and it's stupid. But that's a different conversation for a different day, because what I want to focus on here is Donald Trump's new campaign manager, and just how brilliant she is and how much she exposes about Donald Trump. So, Huffington Post explains here, there's a secret to newly appointed campaign manager Kellyanne Conway's success with Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump. She knows how to play his ego. The notoriously thin-skinned businessman promoted Conway over fellow campaign pollster Tony Fabrizio, in part because he didn't like it when Fabrizio told him about his poor poll numbers and how he needed to do better, a source close to the campaign told the Huffington Post. Conway is better at massaging the truth. Kelly's telling Trump, this is a quote here, Kelly's telling Trump what he wants to hear, the source said. The Republican pollster doesn't tell Trump not to say something. She says it would be, quote, unpleasant or, quote, awkward, the second source said. She doesn't say something Trump wants to say is a lie. She says it's open to so many interpretations. I want to tighten it up so there's no room for misinterpretations. So they go on here and they give, more and more examples of the way that she finds a way to basically dance around it for Trump and be super soft with her criticisms to the point where she's almost making him think it's his idea when he needs to change course on a certain issue. And in other words, she's fucking manhandling Trump. She's making it's basically the classic scenario of the typical uber masculine, testosterone driven idiot macho man who's been controlled by a smarter woman behind the scenes, and he's just completely and utterly easily manipulated by somebody with better intelligence. That's what's happening with Kellyanne Conway. Do I believe it? Oh, you bet your sweet ass cheeks I believe it. Because Conway, for all her flaws, I disagree with her totally on politics. She's quick-witted, man. She's smart. She knows what she's doing. A guy like Trump melts in the hands of somebody like Kellyanne Conway. And this is just further evidence of it right here. And I think the biggest takeaway from this story is it should genuinely be scary to everybody that Trump can be so easily manipulated. Like, you have to be logical enough to be, if you're running for president, if you're going to become president, you have to be logical enough to hear somebody out, listen to the content of what they're saying, divorce it from your feelings, and then make a logical decision. Okay, this person's criticism of me is harsh, but let me hear it out. And let me see if the points are actually true on their own merits, forgetting the fact that I don't like the fact that you're criticizing me right now. You have to be able to do that to be president. Because if not, then you're just emoting your way through life. Now, for a lot of us, it's fine to emote your way through life. But when you have the fucking nuclear launch codes and you have the world's most powerful military ever at your fingertips, and when you have to make life and death decisions, you can't just be an emotional being who can be twisted and manipulated so easily by somebody who comes along and just plants these seeds in your mind and pushes you gently in one direction or another. So that should scare you when it comes to, foreign leaders. That should scare you when it comes to different negotiations the White House would have to be involved in when it comes to making snap decisions. And you better hope that if Donald Trump gets elected, that Kellyanne Conway is there to maybe make him somewhat more sane and somewhat more reasonable. Although, again, I don't know how much sense that would make, because she's also dead wrong on her politics. She just happens to be smarter than Trump and can control him.